Do you honestly believe what the mainstream media is feeding you? They told you the locker room hates him. They told you his finger was broken. They told you the season was over. But on Christmas Eve, something happened inside the Browns facility that shattered the narrative. Something that forced the veteran players to stop in their tracks and applaud. Shedeur Sanders didn't just practice. He absolutely destroyed the starting defense and demanded respect. Today, we are leaking the details of the secret session the haters don't want you to know about. But hold on. I need to warn you. The YouTube algorithm is currently suppressing channels that speak the positive truth about the Sanders family, pushing only the negative lies to your feed. I'm not asking you to subscribe for my sake. I'm asking you to subscribe to protect yourself from the manipulation. If you don't hit subscribe and turn on the bell right now, the algorithm will mark you as uninterested in the truth. It will actively hide our next video where I reveal Coach Stefanski's shocking reaction to this practice. Don't let them blind you. Subscribe now to stay in the light. Don't let them blind you. Subscribe now to stay in the light. All right, let's get back to the field. The insider reports confirm Shedeur completed 10 passes in a row without a single error. Here is exactly how his teammates reacted to this Christmas masterclass. The football world just witnessed something absolutely incredible. And if you're not paying attention, you are missing one of the most captivating storylines the National Football League has produced in years. Christmas Eve 2024 will go down as a pivotal, undeniable moment in what is rapidly becoming the most fascinating rookie quarterback saga we have seen in decades. While families across America were wrapping presents and preparing holiday feasts, Shedeur Sanders was grinding on the practice field in Cleveland, cementing his place as the starting quarterback for a franchise that has been hopelessly searching for its savior. The footage that emerged from the Browns facility that day sent shockwaves through social media, with analysts, former players, and millions of fans dissecting every frame, every throw, and every move from the son of NFL legend Deion Sanders. This isn't just another practice video. This isn't just another rookie going through the motions. What we witnessed on Christmas Eve represents something far more significant. A startling glimpse into the future of a storied franchise that has suffered through decades of quarterback misery. The Cleveland Browns, a team that has cycled through signal callers like most people change their socks, have finally found someone who might just be the terrifying answer to their prayers. And that someone is Shedeur Sanders, the Colorado product who has brought his confidence, his swagger, and an undeniable talent to the shores of Lake Erie. This explosive rise, however, was only possible because of the franchise's darkest, most expensive moment. But the shocking reality of this success was born from one of the most catastrophic financial decisions in NFL history. To truly understand why Sanders matters so much, you must acknowledge the curse that hung over Cleveland. The Browns have been a quarterback graveyard for what feels like an eternity. Since returning to the NFL in 1999, the team has started a staggering number of different quarterbacks. Each one promised hope. Each one ultimately delivered heart-wrenching disappointment. From Tim Couch to Johnny Manziel, from Baker Mayfield to the endless list of failed experiments, the story read like a tragic novel with no happy ending. But the darkest chapter The one that almost sank the franchise was the Deshaun Watson era. The Browns traded a king's ransom, multiple first-round picks, and then signed Watson to a fully guaranteed contract worth an unbelievable $230 million. This was not just a risk, it was a desperate, unprecedented financial maneuver. The move was controversial from the start, due to Watson's extensive legal firestorm and the subsequent public relations nightmare that deeply tarnished the franchise's reputation. Instead of an elite quarterback, they got mediocrity, injuries, and a devastating cap situation. When the Browns finally decided to move on from Watson, it required financial maneuvering that had never been seen before in the league. It was a humiliating, catastrophic admission of a mistake that cost hundreds of millions and crippled the organization's draft capital. Cutting ties required the front office to swallow their pride and start fresh, no matter how painful the process. The resulting vacuum became the moment their biggest rival made the shocking mistake that gifted them a savior. Enter Shedeur Sanders, stage left, the rookie with all the charisma you'd expect from primetime sun. The Browns eventually selected Sanders at number 144 overall in the 5th round of the 2025 NFL Draft. A selection that was somehow both surprising and long-awaited. But the shocking truth of that draft night has now been exposed through insider reports. The Pittsburgh Steelers were secretly desperate to land him. Mike Tomlin, the Steelers' legendary head coach, was reportedly one of Sanders' biggest advocates, speaking glowingly about his rare combination of composure and NFL-ready arm. There were whispers, rumors really, that Pittsburgh desperately wanted to draft Sanders to be the long-term successor to their aging situation. This wasn't just faint interest, it was a near obsession from Tomlin. However, as is so often the case in the NFL, internal disagreements and organizational politics within the Steelers' front office prevailed. Key decision-makers in Pittsburgh simply weren't sold on the concept, despite Tomlin's enthusiasm and insistence. That internal resistance, that stubborn refusal to pull the trigger on a 5th-round talent, may have cost the Steelers their quarterback of the future. The Browns, the team that was supposed to be the ultimate joke after the Watson fallout, were handed an absolute gift. A cheap, talented, and highly motivated franchise quarterback. The unbelievable irony of that draft night is now about to play out on the field against the very people who let him slip away. Now, months after that fateful draft night, we are seeing the direct, terrifying fruits of Cleveland's decision. The Christmas Eve footage, the command, the work with the first-team offense, it all leads to one delicious climax. Sanders will make one of his first career starts against the jilted suitors, the Pittsburgh Steelers. He faces the very team that reportedly wanted him, battling the coach who secretly championed him, all in a divisional rivalry game that carries enormous, legacy-defining implications for both franchises. You simply cannot script a better, more cinematic storyline. The practice clips show Sanders running through his progressions, working on the nuanced timing routes, and displaying the kind of unflappable command that belies his rookie status. He is being treated like the unquestioned leader, the focal point of the entire team's preparation. This is a game where the Steelers' defense, a proud and historic unit, will try to humiliate him. They will try to make the organization that passed on him feel vindicated. But Sanders has the chance to make them feel a crushing, generational regret. It is the ultimate opportunity for the young quarterback to deliver a personal, divisional revenge. Yet, the true engine behind this revenge story is a secret toughness few outsiders ever noticed. The revelation of the shattered pinky. What makes Sanders' current performance even more compelling is what he has already endured in secret. We have heard the analysts discuss his arm talent, his pocket presence, and his composure. But his mental and physical fortitude are the unspoken truth. In a recent game against a tough opponent, a play occurred that revealed a terrifying level of grit. According to the reports, Sanders sustained an injury to his pinky finger that was so severe, the tip was essentially hanging off its joint. This wasn't a minor sprain. This was a level of pain and structural damage that would sideline most players for weeks. Yet, what did the rookie do? He simply had the team trainers tape it up, and he continued playing. That is the shocking, untold story of mental fortitude that cannot be taught or measured by any combine drill. That is the kind of warrior spirit that instantly wins over a locker room full of hardened veterans and skeptical coaches. That ability to block out excruciating pain and focus on the next play is what truly separates the franchise cornerstone from the pretender. But even that toughness is now at the center of a burning internal controversy. The training wheels debate and the ceiling question. Not everyone is completely sold on the way the Browns are using their new hope. And this is where the analytical debate gets truly interesting. One insider expressed genuine frustration with the conservative game plan, particularly in the game where Sanders had to manage his injury. The argument is thought-provoking. Having Sanders check down repeatedly, only attempting short, safe throws, doesn't actually provide valuable evaluation data about what kind of elite quarterback he can become. If the coaches are not asking him to stretch the field vertically, if they are not putting him in tight window, high-stakes situations against elite competition, then how can anyone truly assess his capabilities? The insider's point is brutally honest. He would prefer to see Sanders take risks, even if those risks result in a few interceptions, because mistakes provide teaching moments and reveal the quarterback's true ceiling. The counter-argument, which is equally valid, is that what Sanders showed was a different form of maturity. The Bills' defensive strategy was clear: sell out to stop the deep ball and force the rookie to be patient. Sanders passed that test with flying colors. He didn't force throws or try to be a hero. He managed the game, moved the chains, and showed he understands that sometimes the best decision is the boring decision. This fundamental conflict, the desire to see a gunslinger unleashed versus the necessity of developing a disciplined game manager, is the core tension of his rookie season. But while the analysts argue about his arm, Sanders is quietly constructing a massive empire off the field. Unspoken business empire of the quarterback. Away from the field, Sanders has shown a level of business acumen that few rookie quarterbacks ever possess. His too legendary brand has exploded, with special merchandise collections flying off the virtual shelves. Fans are desperate to buy into the hope he represents, proudly wearing his logo tees and elaborate designs that celebrate his journey from Colorado to Cleveland. This is smart branding, especially for a rookie. It demonstrates a clear, inherited understanding that in today's NFL, a player is not just an athlete. He is a business, a brand, and an asset. What's even more fascinating is his deliberate, stark change in public behavior. He has gone nearly silent on social media, a marked departure from the more outspoken engagement of his college days. This quiet maturity is a calculated move, a strategic decision to let his preparation and performance speak for him, rather than letting his words feed the doubters. He understands the heavy weight of being the son of Deion Sanders. He understands the constant, relentless comparisons. This new silence is a defense mechanism, a declaration that he is here to work, not to perform for the camera. This is primetime Sun embracing the humble grind, a powerful psychological shift that is proving invaluable. The psychological shift is essential, because this entire Browns saga comes down to a limited, critical financial window. The rookie contract window. Time is running out. The financial implications of Sanders' success cannot be overstated for the Browns organization. While they are still dealing with the catastrophic repercussions of the Watson contract, Sanders' rookie deal, a massive steal for a fifth-round pick, provides them with a precious, once-in-a-decade financial window. For the next few years, Cleveland can invest massive resources into weapons, offensive line reinforcements, and defensive playmakers, while their quarterback remains relatively inexpensive. This is the opportunity that smart NFL teams exploit to win a Super Bowl. Get an elite, high-value quarterback on a cheap deal, surround him with talent, and make a championship run before the quarterback demands market value. The Browns have already added key building blocks, including Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate Martin Emeka Egbuka, and their offensive line is better than most realize. This is not a barren roster. It is a young, talented team with the pieces in place, and Sanders is the most important, most cost-effective piece of all. That clock is ticking down, and every practice rep, every completed pass, is a desperate race against time to maximize this financial opportunity. Everything hinges on whether this new legend can handle the unforgiving pressure of the final test. The journey of Shedeur Sanders, from an underestimated fifth-round pick to the potential savior of the Cleveland Browns, is nothing short of a Hollywood script. It is a tale of a disastrous $230 million mistake giving way to a hidden gem, of a generational talent being almost stolen by his rival, and of a tough-as-nails rookie playing with a shattered body part to prove his commitment. Now, he faces the ultimate test, the jilted Pittsburgh Steelers. This game is not just about the standings. It is about organizational pride, personal revenge, and the validation of a desperate decision. Sanders is the living, breathing hope for a fan base that has known nothing but heartbreak. He is the answer to the curse. But the psychological demands of that mantle are staggering. Can he maintain the maturity, block out the noise, and truly lead a franchise that has broken the hearts of its supporters time and time again? Will he be the one who finally breaks the curse and brings the ultimate prize to Cleveland? Or will he simply become the latest, most tragic name in the Browns' endless, sorrowful novel of quarterbacks past? Strongly, the shocking truth is, we are about to find out. Strongly, strongly.